afternoon, everyone. I'm so sorry because of these technical problems. Thank you very much for your time and being with us today for our webinar from Sheffield Hallam University. I'm Joe, a product specialist for the UK markets at US Educations. I'm based in Malaysia. So today we are very happy to have Norman with us. So Norman is the Students Recruitment, Admissions and Development Manager at Sheffield Hallam University. So he has extensive experience in students recruitment, admissions, as well as the business development. So I believe by the end of these presentations, you will be taking away the key knowledge about the key selling point of Sheffield Hallam University. So at the end of these presentations, we will have a Q&A sections. So throughout the training, you are welcome to type out your questions in the Q&A chat box, and we will respond to your questions at the end of these presentations. So I think the recording is progressing. So now let's start the webinars. So Norman, the floor is yours.
Hi, good morning or good afternoon, everyone, depending on which regions are you from. But before I start, can I check quickly if you can see my screen?
Yes, I think we all can see your screen.
Brilliant. All right, so thank you very much and sorry for the hiccup earlier. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Norman and I'm from Sheffield Hallam University based in the Southeast Asia office. I'm currently based in Malaysia, but we take care of students from all around Southeast Asia, right? So before I continue, please allow me to play you a very quick video to introduce why Sheffield Hallam is the best university that you can send your student to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sheffield Hallam University, where we aim to be one of the world leading applied university. Right, so just to give you a quick overview where Sheffield is. So if you look at this partial map of the UK, okay, so Sheffield is located in the Midlands. In fact, it's on the southern of Yorkshire, right? So the nearest international airport will be Manchester International Airport. So depends on where you travel from, all right? The international airport that you'll be flying in will be Manchester, and from Manchester City to Sheffield will be about 1.5 hours journey by train, or we do offer free airport pickup to all your students as well. Now to London is only about 2.5 hours train ride, and to Edinburgh up to in Scotland will be about 4 hours, right? So we are located very strategically in the middle of the UK. And today, Sheffield has more than 600,000 people. It's the 5th largest city, and there are about 60,000 students. So meaning to say every 10 people that you meet on the street, one of them will be a student, right? And Sheffield is well known for its low cost of living, and it's very friendly and safe. And when I talk about safetiness, right, we always ask students to be extra vigilant, especially at night, right? But overall, generally speaking, we can say Sheffield is a very safe city. And Sheffield is the greenest city in Europe. We have more than 150 woodland and 50 public parks. So giving your students the best environment to study. Now imagine your students having to go to classes every day. It can be quite stressful at times, right? But in Sheffield, they have the best environment. It's not too big and it's not too small. On one hand, you have the nature life, and on the other hand, you have the hustle and bustle of a city life, right? So it gives the best of both worlds in one place. And this is always the key selling point for Sheffield Hallam. The environment, based on my students' feedback previously, right? They've always told me that, the garden, there's a lot of parks for students to really take some breath, take some nice session outside of the classroom to enjoy their studies. And Sheffield today, we have a lot of nice places to visit. For example, in this picture here, you can see that's the Peace Garden, which is in the city center. It's about 100 steps away from our main campus. And if you can look at the picture on the lower right-hand corner, that's the Peak District. This is one of the main attractions in Yorkshire. So if you are a bit more adventurous, you can go for a climbing session. And there's also some pathway where it's easier to climb to the top of the hill, and you can see the whole a breathtaking view of the whole region, right? So it's a fantastic place to really live and to study. Okay, so that's a bit about Sheffield. And now let's move on to our university. So not sure if anyone was born in the year of 1843. If you are, means you're very old then. Right. So Sheffield Hallam existed since 1843, all right, during the Industrial Revolution, all right, and then we started off as a School of Arts and Design, right? So I have started to give you some hint here, right? Our DNA was really in arts and design since the very beginning, right? And sooner or later, we developed. We were one of the first teachers training college in England, all right, and then we expanded into School of Engineering, to business schools, to allied health courses, and by 1992 we were awarded university status. So we started as a polytechnic, all right, which we emphasize a lot on skill-based learning, and this DNA continue up to present times, right? When we have become a university, our research are very applied research, meaning to say your students are rest assured they are in a good hands of our lecturers, with their experience in the industry, with all the skills that they have learned, right? They will be able to share to students. So this university is about imparting the relevant skills for your students so that they are ready for the future. And today, Sheffield Hallam has more than 30,000 students, making us one of the largest and popular university in the UK. And this is our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Chris Husbands. So Professor Husbands is the chair of the TEF. If you have not heard what is TEF, it stands for Teaching Excellence Framework, which regulates the teaching quality of 100 over universities in the UK. And he is the chairperson of this committee, right? Just a quick update, we have a new Vice Chancellor coming in from January onwards. So, stay tuned for the latest update. Now, for campuses, we have two campuses, right? So I'm going to start off by introducing our city campus, which is right in the city center, and there's another campus known as Collegiate. So if you can see on the video here, so this is our main campus known as the city campus, right? It's 100 steps away from Peace Garden, from the city centers. And if your students arrive by train, this is the first thing that they will see when they step out from the train station. So that's our Charles Street building. It's the home for students who do education studies. And this is our Department of Arts and Design. It used to be a post office, and then we bought over and transformed to become an art school. And this is our student union. Looks like a space hub, right, from above. All right, and this is our library, which is next to the city campus. It's open 24/7. And this is our AACSB accredited business school, right? And that's the training station. And this is the STEM center. If your students doing engineering, computer science related courses, they are all based in this campus. And this is the main building, which is known as Oven Building. If your student is doing nutrition, food and food sciences, hospitality, most of the courses are held here. And this is our Cantor building. We have one of the world largest PlayStation teaching hub. Inside, if your students do digital production, do digital media related filmmaking, they are all based in Cantor building. And coming up next, we have the collegiate campus. Collegiate campus is a place where students studies sports science related courses, allied health such as physiotherapy, nursing, radiography and law, sociology, politics, international relations. Those kind of courses are based here, and it is about 20 to 25 minutes walk away from the city campus. And there's a bus services between these two campuses as well. So depending on your students, sometimes if they feel like walking, it's not too far away, and we have bus services between these two campuses. Now, there's also a library in that campus. It's open 24/7. And if you notice the environment, this place is actually a residential area. So it is quieter compared to the city campus. And there are lots of cafes, bars, pubs as well nearby to this campus. Remember the Peak District, which I mentioned earlier? All right. So if students are based in this campus, they will be nearer to the Peak District. Okay. Um, in this campus, inside there are lots of advanced facilities like sports research, which we are very good in as well. And coming up next, we have the sports park. We are the only university working with Olympics. All right, so you can imagine that the university invested a lot in our sports facilities. This is known as a sports park, which is about 20 to 25 minutes ride by tram from the city center. We have the rugby pitch, we have the football field, we have all the kind of the tournament as well. Sometimes there's a thing called varsity, where we have a competition, a friendly competition with another university every year, right? So you have the cricket, you have the football, rugby field, all those sort of facilities are made available. So if your students are very good in sports, they can sign up as athletes in one of the clubs and society and even represent Team Hallam for all the tournaments. Okay. Right, so just a very quick recap. This is our city campus, right? If students arrive by train, the first thing that they will see would be the city campus. And accommodation, everything is just 5 to 10 minutes walk away. So it's very convenient. They don't have to be concerned about, getting a taxi or bus or that sort of things, right? They can just walk around easily. And our collegiate campus, again, is about 25 minutes walk from the city campus. Now, a little bit of statistics. Okay, so currently we have about 30,000 over students in the university, 24,000 over undergraduate students, 3,000, nearly 4,000 of international students coming from 125 countries. So if you can see from this kind of statistics, we can see that the majority of the students are still the home students, all right, the British students, right? And then about 13 to 15% of the student populations are internationals. Okay. We have 3 colleges across the university: business, technology and engineering, health, well-being and life sciences, and social science and arts. And we offer more than 700 courses. Of course, today I don't think I have time to go through each and every of the of the courses, right? So what I can say is that we offer majority of the courses that your students are looking for, except for few courses such as medicine, veterinarian sciences, and also civil engineering, right? We don't offer these courses, and also dentistry, right? But apart from that, we offer many interesting courses such as, we have MSc in AI, Artificial Intelligence, which is a newly launched course 2 years now, right? 2 to 3 years now. And there are other courses such as hospitality and tourism management, aviation management. Our strength courses will be in sports related subjects. We have sports science, and then also arts and design. We have fashion, graphic, interior, all the arts courses, and we have digital art as well, like filmmaking, photography, digital media production. These kind of courses are made available. So some of the courses from Southeast Asia will usually be computer science. We have very excellent, computer science courses. Cybersecurity in MSc, offered in master's level. We have cybersecurity, And also we do offer the AI and healthcare analytics, right? So these are some of the courses that we offer. And in built environment, we have real estate, construction project management. Yeah, these kind of courses are very popular. Now, this coming January, this is a whole list of courses that we offer in January 2024. And if you still have students, right, you can submit through Yes Education. It is still running. We are still open for January 2024 intakes. And these are the courses that we are running for January. They are majority the masters, taught masters program. Okay. And again, these are some of the courses that we offered in January. Some are offered in March, the special roots courses. All right, in terms of ranking, we are always in the upper middle rank. It's usually top 50 to top 70. All right, league tables always change, right? So it's up and down, but usually we are in the upper middle rank. So not too bad. We are not in the top 20 or the Russell groups, but we are in the upper middle rank university, which, it's quite, it's not too bad considering that we are a modern university. And of course, here are some of the rankings that we have. We are top 10 in IT. Again, as I mentioned, it's very popular among students from Southeast Asia. We have IT management. Again, as I mentioned earlier, those kind of courses, right? And land and property management, we are top 6. Again, built environment, real estate, construction, quantity surveying. These are all accredited courses, right? And of course, building and architecture. So we have architecture courses as well, for both offered in undergraduate and postgraduate degree, right? But for postgraduate architecture programs, they need to have a REBA accredited Part 1 before they are able to join our MMarch, Masters of Architecture. And of course, top 2 in health studies. Again, we are very strong in allied health courses such as nursing, physiotherapy, occupational therapy. Those courses are quite popular for our university. All right. So in terms of global engagement, we engage with the world. If your students join us from an undergraduate course, in many of the second year, they can do an exchange, right, with our partners. So I give an example. So in Australia, we have a university known as La Trobe University. So sometimes students have the chance to go for an exchange for a semester during the second year studies. And we also one of the founding members of NCUK programs as well, just for your information. And in terms of engagement, we work with many businesses across UK, and we offer more than 23,000 placements each year. So these are just of the selected companies that our students go for placement, and depending on their course and also the industry. So now, again, I play a quick video about our placement. So at Sheffield Hallam University, our focus is really on student. And based on the few years of, these past few years, we have gained various award and recognition because we emphasize a lot on students, right, on their experience. So in 2020, we were the University of the Best Teaching Quality, placing us 28th out of 127 university in England. We were awarded 5-star QS rating as well. In 2021, we were awarded the Outstanding Entrepreneur University and also the Social Mobility Award. Now, what does all these awards or recognition means to your students, right? So it means if your students join us, they will be trained to become entrepreneurial, to think outside of the box, regardless of which courses that they are studying in. And there's a very important element in our syllabus known as career readiness. All right. Career readiness is part and parcel of each and every courses that we offer. Meaning to say that when your students join us, they are in good hands, they are ready for the work, we train them since day one. And for the UK Social Mobility Award means we train students from underrepresented background for many years, right? More recently, last year, we were awarded the University of the Year again to, for training, for educating people from underrepresented background, such as the minority background, people coming from this class, this background, right? So in Sheffield Hallam, it means that everyone has the chance, equal opportunities, all right, regardless of where your students come from. We give them the same equal opportunities as a student, right? So and recently we are also awarded the double ACSB accreditation, right? We are not only a member, but we have accredited for the whole business school, placing us top 5% in the world for among the business school around the world. Okay, and just 1 month or 2 months ago, we were awarded with another status. So I'm gonna play another video. Right, that's right. We were awarded the TEF 2023 Gold status again, placing us, in one of the top few university having the Gold status, right, from TEF. Now we are praised for our holistic approach to us achieving outstanding outcome across all stages of student life cycle. So from the first that's when students arrive to the university until the day that they graduate, your students are in good hands. They have the best experience with the best resources to help them prepare for the future. And we are awarded with this gold status, which we are very proud of for the university community. Right. So moving on, we have the very strong student support, as I mentioned earlier in my slides. Students will enjoy a free airport pickup when they arrive into Manchester a week before the course starts, right? We have our student ambassadors team waiting for them at the airport. And if the students bring, for example, bring any of the parents or anyone who accompany them, there'll be an additional cost of about £25 if they bring somebody who is not a student, right? But as a student, it is free of charge for everyone. Okay. Now, in Sheffield Hallam, we have 3 dedicated advisors, for each and every students. We have the student support advisors, academic advisors, and employability advisors. So these advisors will be there to look after your students throughout their whole studying process. So for student advisors, there are usually people who help them in when they, have some difficulties to study. For example, when they are stressed, when they are nervous about certain situations, they can always book a one-to-one support services with the professional advisor. We have the academic advisors, who is usually the course leader. They will help them if they have problems with their academic life in terms of the assignment or projects, etc. And employability advisors, this advisor is a dedicated advisors within the department. So for example, if your student is doing a business courses, these advisors will have a wide ranges of networks across the city and of course in the UK, right? So they can advise students to pinpoint them to which employers to apply for the placement or even their work after their studies. And we help them in terms of their CV writing and interview session. All right, so rest assured, your students are in good hands. And during the orientation week, we have the kind of what we call the attractions. All right, we organize field trips such as to York, Liverpool, Manchester, to nearby cities such as Whitby and also Bamford Cottage. All these places are organized for students to transition their life smoothly into the UK and meet new friends. Now, coming to the course, we offer a foundation program as well for your information. Currently, there are 2 routes, business law and social science. and the STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and maths. I believe next year we are launching a new foundation in engineering as well, but stay tuned because the details are yet to be released, right? And our intakes will start in September or January. Okay, so usually they will start in, for example, if your students has an IELTS of UKVI 5.0, okay, they will start from September onwards. All right, if they have 5.5, they will start from January. Okay, this is a UKVI IELTS. All right, and once they finish the foundation program, they will enjoy a 10% progression discount. This is not our main product, okay, but if you have students, feel free to reach out again, okay, for more information. In terms of facilities, we have invested £100 million in our new facilities over the last 5 years and 200 over million pound in the next 5 years. In fact, we are building a new business school just next to Owen Building, and it will be completed by next year, July 2024. So if you have new incoming students, doing business related courses, they will move into the new facilities next year. So it is again a very exciting moment, and we have a new campus launching in London. Okay, again, this is a very new development that the university is undergoing. I expect we will start recruiting from 2025 or 2026, if I'm not mistaken, right? Again, further development or news will be released very soon. Okay, so stay tuned. All right, so that's why you are choosing a university that is expanding, that can give your student the best resources, and this university can do their best to support your students. In terms of facilities, it's open 24/7. The PCs are free for students to borrow. And of course, when it comes to accommodation, it is usually 10 to 15 minutes walk around the city, right? So this is just an example of the location for the accommodation that the university partners with, right? So we don't own the accommodation. We partner with the private accommodations to help students to get their accommodation. Now, for international students, they are usually guaranteed for their first year of studies. Okay, I'm going to share with you about the costs of accommodation. So 1 week is about £100 to £120 per week, which includes utilities and bills. But the price range, if students go a bit further, they can easily find one with £75 per week. Now, if they have more budget, they can stay on to much more premium kind of accommodation. It ranges from about 150 to 200 over pound per week. So depending on your students, right? If they want to go for premiums one, there are selections of premium accommodations available for your students. If they go for the budget accommodation, budget means a decent kind of accommodation, right? It's usually £100, which is very affordable compared to many other cities in the UK. And when I say 100 over pound, they have their own ensuite room. Okay, it is a shared bathroom. Sorry, their own bathroom, but shared kitchen. Okay, so it's very affordable. Okay, I'm gonna skip that video. And when it comes to scholarships and discount, this is the most exciting part, isn't it, for everyone in the room? All right, so Sheffield Hallam offered a competitive scholarship of 50%, okay, for September and January intake. Usually, for January 2024, the scholarship is now closed. Okay, so for next September, it will open from February onwards, and the deadline is 31st of May. Remember, 31st of May is for September. For January, it will be the 1st of November. Okay, so we offer a 50% merit-based, competitive-based scholarship. Now, alternatively, we also offer an automatic discount of £3,000. Again, depending on which regions your students come from. All right. I know in this room today, there might be people from another region, right? So please check back with us again, because in each region, there are different discount schemes, different, amount, right? So for Southeast Asia, it will be £3,000. All right. Discount automatically whenever they are, if they are domiciled in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, all right, regardless of whichever country it is, we offer £3,000 discount for students domiciled in Southeast Asia. Now, this is a quick capture of the price or the tuition fee for our university. So we do offer pre-sessional English. Okay, we have 5, 10, and 15 weeks. Okay, and again, depending on the students' IELTS, right? If they want to join the 5 weeks pre-sessional, they will need to have a UK VI IELTS of at least 5.5 overall in order to join our 5 weeks pre-sessional. So pre-sessional will usually start in end of June, for the 15 weeks. 5 weeks will begin in August, I believe. Yeah. So again, you can check back the details later on. And our foundation program, we have 2 intakes, as I mentioned. September intake will be £15,090. January intake will be £12,570. And again, they will be awarded a 10% progression discount after they've completed the foundation program. For undergraduate next year, the fee will be £16,655. Now, this is excluding the discount that I mentioned, right? The automatic discount is only offered in the first year entry or the first time entry, okay? So if your students are domiciled in Southeast Asia, they'll be awarded a £3,000 automatic discount. So the fee after discount in the first year will be £13,655. And for the placement year, which will happen usually in the 3rd year, they only need to pay £1,200 for the placement fee. Okay. And for the postgraduate top program, usually it's about 17,205 or 18,705 with placement year. Now, some of our master's courses come with placement route as well. For example, Global MBA, Logistic and Supply Chain Management, and some of the other master's courses, we have a postgraduate placement route as well. So please check back again if your students are interested for the placement route. And placement will only usually majority will be happening in September intake, right? So January will be lesser, or a lesser or no opportunity for placement. Majority of the placement will be covered in September. Okay, and our global MBA fee will be £19,765. Okay. Now, in terms of cost of living, I would say Sheffield is very low, has very low cost of living compared to many cities. So you see, I put £1,800, right? Now, there's a disclaimer. Now, this is only if students cook on their own. Now, if they eat out every day in 3-star Michelin, I'm so sorry to tell you, it's not enough. Okay, £1,800 is the word I coined as survival mode. All right, if they want to survive in Sheffield, £1,800 per year should be fine, because each week they will spend about £20 to £30 per week on their meals. And I can give you some examples, right? So 4 kilos of chicken costs about £5 to £6. All right, which is very affordable. So if they cook on their own as a group, that they can definitely save a lot of cost. And when it comes to accommodation, it's usually £5,000 to £6,000 per year. All right, this is the average. So if you put everything, all the costs in place, let's say after discount for students domiciled in Southeast Asia, 13,655 plus 1,008 plus £5,000. Total will be about 22 to 23,000 pounds sterling for the entire year of studies. That is the kind of like an estimation cost. Okay, so if you have any further question, feel free to put them on the chat box or reach out to us later on. Now, in terms of documents to submit the application, we usually require application form, passport, previous qualification, IELTS, personal statement, reference, and CV. And of course, for more details, you can always reach out to Yes Education. They are very expert in helping you to understand what are the detailed documents. For example, some courses require portfolio, right? If they go for arts and design courses. Some courses have interviews. So referring to whichever courses, some courses have special requirements. So get in touch with Yes Education and they'll be able to advise you further on this. Okay.
Here at Sheffield Hallam University, we have a dedicated team of people whose sole job is to help you transition into your life in the UK. They are the International Experience team. And here is a little bit of what they do. Culture Connect is Sheffield Hallam's biggest peer mentoring scheme. It helps new students to settle down into university life by matching them with an experienced international students. The insights they share with you are extremely valuable. So, whether you, a new student or experienced international student, have advice to share, get involved. If you like to meet new people from around the world, Conversation Club is for you. Sheffield Hallam has students from over 100 different countries on its lively multicultural campus. It's a great place to make new friends when you first arrive here. The University English Scheme is a free series of classes focusing on English language needed for academic study, including reading, writing, listening, and speaking. There is also a one-to-one service available, ensuring you make the most of your studies here. The International Experience team wants you to have fantastic time while you're living in the UK. They arrange trips right here in Sheffield, where you can learn about this vibrant modern city, as well as long history and culture. But they also organize trips over the UK, right here, this beautiful Peter Street. Being located in the center of the UK, there is a lot of opportunity to travel, allowing you to see everything the UK has to offer. So, what are you waiting for? At Sheffield Hallam, the team here is ready and waiting to make your international experience amazing.
Right? So at the university, as I mentioned, we offer very strong support services. So just a quick recap, we have the free English scheme for your students. If they want to improve their English throughout their studies, we have the free English scheme to help them in the academic writing and listening and reading and speaking. Now we also have the conversation club. If they want to improve their spoken language, they can join the conversation clubs and they can meet people from all around the world. So Sheffield Hallam offers your students one of the best studying experience that they can ever had. And I believe when your students join us, they will really enjoy themselves in Sheffield. Now, I'm coming to almost to the end of my presentation, but before that, I just want to share some few pictures here. So there are lots of attractions in Sheffield. We have the art galleries, museums, theaters, things like that. So if you look at the picture here, that's the train station. We have the botanical garden. So again, giving the nice environment for students to relax, to study, and to live comfortably. And we have the student union, the City Hall, the Peace Garden, the Crucible Theatre, and the Winter Garden. So you'll notice that, in Sheffield, there are lots of green spaces, a lot of garden, a lot of parks for your students. And when we talk about the Winter Garden, right, that's the only place where it is green, usually during winter times. So if your students miss home, right, sometimes there'll be homesickness, right? Or you miss the weather from your origin country. All right. So Winter Garden can offer your students a nice place to enjoy during the winter time. So this is our office. And before I finish my presentation, I'm going to play with you a very quick last video. All right. That covers everything that I've mentioned today. And hopefully with this video, you can see, how Sheffield Hallam can help your students to be successful.
We are the graduates of today. It's our moment. A moment to share no matter where we are. A moment of endings, but also beginnings. And a moment to celebrate. Think how far we've come. It seems like only yesterday we were arriving in the city and moving into halls, choosing a kitchen cupboard, covering up bare walls, meeting flatmates who've become best mates, exploring strange streets that become well known. What was just the place I go to uni starts to feel like home. Running down Hallam Hill to catch a train, a sea of maroon hoodies at a varsity game, late nights in ad-sits, later nights on West Street, finding some green space to relive the best bits. Tram lines, peddler, meeting friends for coffee, discovering all the ideas the city has to offer. We find our squad, our team, our place, expand our horizons, new people, new space. Think of everything we've learned, all the work we've put in, the thousands of words written, problems solved in split seconds of I get it that brought us to today. And let's be honest, the last year hasn't been easy. But that doesn't erase all the memories created, the friendships, the moments of greatness. So let's look to tomorrow and take our next steps together as we go from students to alumni and join Hallam's global community. A community that's ours in so many different ways. It could be nostalgic thoughts of uni days, a greeting, a mentor, or just knowing Hallam is here for lifelong support. Because our class isn't just in Sheffield anymore. We're a worldwide collective. We'll do amazing things. We've been through a lot, but we're only just getting started. Here's to us, the graduates of today.
Right, so that's come to the end of my presentation. I hope this session can really give you a snapshot view of why Sheffield Hallam and how Sheffield Hallam can help your students. And I thank you for your kind attention. So if you have any question, you can feel free to put that on the chat box, and I'll pass the back time to Joker. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Norman. That's a very good presentation. Thank you so much. So if any one of you have any questions, just feel free to type it down now. So, but in the meantime, while they are typing their questions, right, maybe I can ask Norman. So, regarding the part-time job opportunities, is there any job opportunities available on or off campus? And how about the pay?
Okay, so thank you for the questions. Yes, we do offer some part-time jobs opportunities on campus. I'm just gonna quickly see if I can share another screen with you. So at the university, we have something called the Uni Hub. Okay, so on Uni Hub, that's the place where students can really log into it and then see whether if there's any part-time jobs available. Okay, so if you can see my screen, so this is how the hubs looks like. So students can log in with their credential, okay, and there's a place called Handshake. Let me see if I can show you quickly on this. So on Handshake, they can actually look on the portal to see what sort of jobs available. So you can see my screen. So this is the login to the Handshake portal. I'm not sure if I have the access. Hopefully I have, because I'm not a student, right? But usually on Handshake, if you can see here, they have a lot of sessions on how to perform during interviews, and there will be a lot of jobs hiring across the UK, not only in Sheffield, right? Sometimes it's in Europe as well. So there are loads of jobs opportunities, and of course, when it comes to the pay, depending on which industry, right? Some part-time jobs, they the minimum wage is about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about £10, all right, ish per hour, and again depending on the nature of the jobs. Okay, and we also offer full-time opportunity. So if you heard about the graduate work visa, students are eligible to stay on in the UK to work for additional 2 years upon successful completion of their studies. Okay, so all these are made available for students in the university. Not sure if I answered your question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of this graduate visa, so is there any support that the university will provide to the students, when they almost come to the graduation? So is there any support, like, office can support them, assist them how to apply for this one?
Yes, of course. In our international experience team, we have a team of visa expert, all right, which they will help students to apply, or not to help, to give advice on what sort of supporting documents required to apply for the graduate work visa. Now, the key thing here is to ensure the visa is applied before their student visa expires. All right. So they will need to start looking for for opportunities even before they finish their studies, if they want to continue on to stay on in the UK. All right. So, and as I mentioned, we offer a very strong support to students in terms of helping them to write their CV, preparing them for interviews or how to go for assessment centers, things like that. So there'll be a lot of resources to help students. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we train students to be independent. They will need to apply, to approach them on their own, but the university is backing them up from behind. Okay.
I see. I think we got some questions.
Sure.
Yeah, so can we send national curriculum students to Sheffield Hallam's University?
National curriculum. I'm not very sure what does it mean, national curriculum. Do you mean the syllabus for oh, do you mean your national curriculum to Sheffield Hallam to do like mapping or things like that?
Maybe
Yeah.
credit transfer or something?
Yes, most of our entry requirements are quite flexible. So please send in, all right, regardless of your country, because each country has different requirements, different qualification, right? So if you can send in those qualification, of course, we can look into that, right? And we'll put that into the right level.
So actually, how long does the process typically take? Like for this type of credit transfer?
Again, it depends on the approval from the college. So when you send in your students' application, such as the syllabus or the qualification, we'll send them to the respective academics for, to approve, right? Whether the credits actually map to Sheffield Hallam. Now, if they find that, okay, the level is coherent, it's okay for progression, then we'll make the offer. Usually from, let's say you are a diploma holder, right? A diploma qualification, we can accept for year 2 entry. Now, sometimes we can consider final year, but again, it all comes back to the course leader, right? And we also offer top-up programs, which is quite flexible in the entry requirement. Usually the GPA will be about 2.4, 2.5. All right. Again, please check with us on your respective qualification when we submit the documents.
So, okay, the next question, is there any internal test to replace IELTS? Maybe like, offered by the university?
Yeah, we recognize few English language testing system, IELTS, Pearson English test. Currently, we accept Duolingo, and also there are other fields English tests as well. For our university, we offer something called password test. Okay, English password test. You may have heard of it, right? Some other universities are using that as well. So currently, for January 2024. If students confirm their studies to join us by remitting a deposit, okay? Oh, by the way, the deposit is £3,000. I forgot to mention in my slides, right? So once an offer is made, the deposit amount will be £3,000 to confirm the offer. Now, if they want to take our internal English test, they will need to remit a deposit, okay? Then I will make an arrangement with them individually to do the testing with them. All right, I will brief them before they go for the test so that they are familiarized with the format. Now, once the English test result is out, then we will issue them the unconditional offer. All right, subjective to other pending documents. Right, if everything is in place, then we'll issue unconditional offer. Then CAS will be issued. All right, so yes, the answer is yes, we do have internal English test, but currently it's for January 2024. I'm hoping that they'll extend to September 2024 and January 2025 as well, because every year they'll review the English test. Yeah.
Is it free for that test?
Yes, it is free, but again, as I mentioned, we offer only to confirm students who will join us.
Okay. So next, how much standard range salary for international placement students can get?
Again, depending on whichever industry the students are in. So if let's say a graduate students will usually get about £18,000 to £24,000 for a fresh graduate. During placement, of course, it would depend on the agreement or negotiation between the students and the employer, right? Sometimes, of course, it's lesser compared to the graduate's salary range, but some companies offer allowance, some company offers a bonus or things like that. So I would say it would be depending, right? Depending on whichever company or the industry that the student has the placement.
So far, which industry offer the highest one?
Uh, well, if you see from our past experience, students who do IT engineering related, AI, these are the trend in the UK, right? AI, big data, data scientists, all these courses are very popular because, of course, with the salary, right, is higher. But I will not stop other students, right? It does not mean that all other subjects are, there's no chance. There are opportunities. For example, our physiotherapy students are very hotcakes. I would say hotcakes in the UK because once they finish their studies, immediately they'll get a job in the hospitals because physiotherapist is a highly sought job in the UK. Some courses like nursing, right? If they are graduates of a nurse, right? As a nurse, they'll usually get a job fairly easily, right? So again, depending on the job market, currently we are seeing a trend in IT, AI, big data, computer science, allied health courses, but of course there are opportunities like in real estate, things like that in Sheffield. Okay, so again, you can check on the job market on Indeed or JobStreet, or LinkedIn or the portal that I mentioned, Handshake, right? Students will be able to see what are the range.
Okay, so the next one, do you receive top up from PTEC qualifications?
Yes, I would say BTech HND. Yeah, we do accept HND students for final year. So again, depending on the subject, usually from my experience, I've received some application from business. We offer some top-up courses. Okay, we have top-up in business and business management top-up. We have aviation management 1 year top up, and again depending on the on the HND grades and qualification, usually we are expecting about merit, okay, merit and above, in order to go for final year entry. Even computer science, right? In the past, I have received some from I think Myanmar, right? So there's some students coming from HND, Pearson, right? BTech HND, going to a final year in the computer science. We have a BSc computing top up, but now it has been revamped to another name called computer technologies, if I'm not mistaken, right? So again, and the course leader will look at the student's grade. If the grades is below par, let's say 2.2 or 2.3, they will advise students to go for second year entry instead, or level 5 entry in the UK. Okay.
Okay, I think so far we only got this questions. So yeah, there's no more new questions.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me recap some of or reiterate some of the points. So for most of our courses, we have an IELTS requirement of 6.0, 5.5 minimum. Some courses such as global MBA, physiotherapy, all right, they require higher IELTS score of 6.5. If your students go for nursing or allied health courses, usually it will be 7.0. Let's say if your students go for PhD studies, all right, we are also expecting a flat 7.0 across all band score. So again, depending on which, some courses has higher requirements, some has lower. And if they want to go for the placement route, it's usually, we are expecting students to have 6.5 overall in their IELTS score. Okay, so just a quick reiteration on this. I think we have a final 1 or 2 more minutes, right?
Yeah, I think 1 more minute, but still okay. We can wait for the questions. Yeah. So just the question from my end about the visa. So how do you see the visa rejections? Is there any regions or country that have a very high visa rejections rate?
Recently, I mean, I can only say from Southeast Asia perspective, Vietnam has quite strict UKVI check recently, based on last year record. we have find out that some students had a delay in their visa, that they were not able to enroll on time. As a result, we have to curtail the whole process. And Myanmar, all right, Myanmar is also considered fairly high risk. So if you are from a high risk countries, students, I would suggest you to really prepare all the document, including the financial statement, ensure that you have the minimum maintenance fund. So in Sheffield, which is outside of the London, it's usually £9,207 for the maintenance fund, plus the tuition fee. All right. So if students can prepare the maintenance fund well enough and for more than 28 consecutive days, all right, I believe they will have a higher chance of passing. Now, some countries require even like an interview, right? I've processed some Yemeni students in the past, students from Afghanistan previously. So they were interviewed by UKVI. So depending on which country, you can go on to UKVI website to search the high-risk countries. So if you know that you're from high-risk countries, I would suggest you to submit all the supporting document as much as possible. And sometimes admission will even ask for a pre-cast interview. Before cast is issued, they will need to be interviewed by admission before cast is issued. Yeah, but generally speaking, from Southeast Asia wise, it's fairly moderate, the risk, all right, except for Vietnam and Myanmar. Recently, I can see that they are quite strict on students coming from these two countries, but other countries in Southeast Asia are fairly okay. It's low risk countries. Yeah.
So if they need to go for this kind of interview, would the university support them like like mock interview for them, so guide them how to answer all these things?
Okay, usually we will send a guideline, okay, a PDF guideline of what sort of questions to be expected. They are fairly, similar, right? There are few themes, right? What do you want to study? Why do you want to choose this university? What is your future aspiration? So there are common themes in the interview session, right? So of course we will support you. If you need further support, you can make a one-to-one arrangement with me individually. All right. Sometimes I help students to prepare for those interview if needed, right? But if you're very confident, you can just follow the guidelines, because on that guidelines, they will give you like what sort of questions which are expected, how to answer them. So if you follow the guidelines, you should be fine.
Okay, thank you for sharing all this with us.
No problem.
I think we don't have any questions from our attendees right now. Yeah. So okay, so I think that's all for these sections. Thank you once again for your time today. So we will be sharing this PowerPoint slide and the recording Zoom link with everyone. So we will keep you posted on our upcoming webinars or trainings as well. So if you have any further questions, just feel free to reach out either to me or your regional marketing manager. So thank you once again, Norman. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and have a nice day.
Thank you and see you. Bye.
Bye.